Hello, it's your fragging grandpa back again. I'm here with another video, another tour of another train station. Train station I have put here. Excuse me a minute, let me go shoot those things over there. Get them out the way. Okay. Yeah, alright. Now, another train station in the Heap. A little different, well, a good bit different than my last train station build. We're here in the ash heap, right between the Mount Burr train yard and abandoned mine shaft number 4, a little northwest of Welch Station. Ooh, there's one we missed, huh? Alright, get out the way. There you go. Okay. Alright. So he's gone, so now. Okay. This is my train station here. Little small train station. I originally built it with wooden foundations, and they look terrible, so I replaced them with the concrete foundations. And I use these fancy tiles here to give it kind of a fancy floor out here on the boarding deck and over here on the loading deck. I made this little loading deck here because the foundations, when we got to end here, were floating, and I put the loading deck foundations in here to cover up that floating of the other foundations. And I made this loading deck, decorated it with lights, stash boxes, suitcase stash boxes, and crate stash boxes and such, and put a railing on it, the regular wooden defensive railing up around it, and made a loading dock. I go up the next stairs here. Here's another level of a loading dock, and I have a shelf here with different stash boxes on it. I also have a trash can and some barrels sitting out for decorations. And if we go up the next flight of stairs, here we're on the back dock, and have it decorated in the same manner with lights and a wooden railing and the same concrete floors. Have some flowers on the end here, some potted plants on the end for decoration here, and have our fortune teller machine here also. Down on the end here we have a stairway, but it's getting covered up by these bramble bushes, which bulldoze, but then they come back, so you can't see them. On the walls here, the walls of the train station, I use the basic brick building set that we get with the base game. I did half walls, 3 high, and then where I had to have a window or a door, you need to place a full wall, but then I placed a full wall and a half wall on top of it. And I double walled this so I would have wallpaper facing me on both sides. And I used the newest brick wallpaper that we get from the scorecard for the bottom part, the very bottom, and then I use the cinder block wallpaper for the middle and the top to give it that two-toned look that most of the train stations have in the game. Instead of a roof on the back, I used awnings. I put a red and white awning over the door and window, kind of to match the colors of the wall. And over on the door, we're going to go in the back door here. Now this is the door that came with the circus cage or wagon, and I like that because it's a double door and you can swing it wide, and then kind of fits in for the purpose of bringing in luggage and taking luggage out and stuff like that. Once inside, we look around and it's decorated in pretty much the same fashion as any of the train stations in game. Over on the left side here, if we go in this left door, here is the bathroom, and it's decorated with potted plant in the corner, the sink in the toilet, and a mirror. We got pictures on the walls, and you know, something reminding us that cleanliness is next to godliness, and a notice to our employees to wash hands and stuff like that. Half walls again, double, so that the wallpaper side is facing outward, and using the brick wallpaper on the bottom again, and the yellow wallpaper on the top to kind of distinguish it as the bathroom. The dresser stash box turned around backwards in the corner here serves as our counter with flowers, fruit, and potted plant on top. Notice on the floor throughout the inside we use the tile, the kind of roughed up, scuffed up tile, to make it look worn. And the walls, again on the inside, half walls, bottom half brick, top half with no wallpaper, to make it kind of look run down a little bit and used a little bit. Back in, you go around the corner here from the bathroom, we have the little cubby. Usually the little cubby has a workbench of some sort, and we just happen to put the tinker's bench here. A couple of windows. It doesn't usually have two windows, but I put two windows in the back. On the walls, I placed a lot of posters to help break up the walls, to make them not look so plain, and chalkboard. But also, a big reason I used them was to cover up some of the flashing. So, because when their walls are joined together, where they're joined at, it's flashing for some reason. I don't know why that is. I hadn't been doing that, but it's doing it now. So I'm using the posters here to kind of cover that up. We have our potted plants in our ashtrays, and on the end down here we have these consoles that kind of take the place of the consoles that they usually have in a regular in-game station. We have a flag on the wall. We have a eat-o-matic on the wall over here, and a water cooler here in case the people waiting for the train need a little snack. We have our plants, our cacti, stash box, where stash box usually is. I decided hey, this is a train station, so let's put a train set in it. I think it works. I don't know. Over on this side where we have our vendor, he is selling our tickets and whatever. When I put this in, I put two solid basic wooden walls here. Double the wooden walls, wallpaper out, double the wooden walls, and then burned them with the flamethrower, and it destroyed everything inside the wall. There were no beams or anything sticking, so I could slip the vending machine in between them. And I slipped the vending machine in here, lined it up so it would be in about the middle. Then I repaired the walls, went and replaced the outer wall with the rustic greenhouse wall, and then I replaced the back wall with the jailhouse wall and turned them both into doors, so it made this little window for him to look out and us and serve us and give us the tickets. And that's basically the inside. Take a little pan around the inside before we go out on the loading deck or the boarding deck, and we'll take a look at that outside. But we'll just take a little look around here, really slow a pan around here, take a look and be able to take everything in and look at the decorations and such. Okay, then we'll go back out this door. Again, this is the double door from the circus wagon. Now close that back. You notice when the doors are open that they clip because it's double walled, and they also flash because they're trying to take up the same spaces as the wall. It looks great closed, but if you're paying attention to it when it's open, it kind of throws you off a little bit. Over here, when we come out of here and we're walking out, we come out looking this way and we turn right, and we look to the right and there's our Nuka-Cola machine, our plant, and our cigarette machine. And then we have another door here, and this takes us into the vendor room, and all I have here is the vendor and a little switch to turn them on and off. And we close that back, come back out and close that back, and then if we walk out, we're facing this way and we turn left, and we can walk down to the end of the boarding dock, and we can see that we have our benches for waiting, some cacti, trash can, newsstand, more potted plants, and a milk machine. On these columns, I placed these concrete brick columns here in between floor, foundation piece right where they join, and on the corner down here on the end, and I placed one on every place where they join, and then I burned them. Once I burned them, I used the blueprint I have with the post, and tried to line that up where it was in the middle of the column. I kind of missed on some of them, but I got some of them right. It's not really noticeable, but what that does is it gives the impression that the columns with the post give the roof support, and it gives a good big wide area to hang a light on. On the outside, every other one I have some of the yellow lights from the last season, and on the inside I have the industrial wall lights on every other one on the inside to give it some light up in the dark. And I use the Responders roof set. I think that's one of the best, if not the best, roof sets we've got. I like the way it looks up top. Not so much the bottom. I like the mystery, the haunted house and the mystery, Mistress of Mysteries roof set's better when you're looking up at the ceiling, but when the actual shape and design, I like the Responders better. It makes it look kind of fancy, so that's what I use here to make it look more fancy. And once we come down here, we're at the end of our boarding dock. We take a left and we go down to the crafting area where I have my crafting benches on the left side, and my stash boxes, tool chest, and all on the right side. On the wall, I have the signs to kind of break up the oneness of the wall. I fill some of the empty space. On the front, I did the same thing. Put some signs up to kind of break up the empty space. And I'm just going to jump off here. I just jump off here and go back around onto the loading dock, and you can see on this side, on the foundations and on the walls, I put some signs and posters and a flag to kind of fill up that space, or use some of that empty space. That's what I did to fix a little bit of that. Still have some budget left. I may do some more stuff on it. Let's take a little short little view, a walk around, and we can see that it's a box, basically, a box, but also with the different levels of loading and voiding decks, and we have, it kind of breaks it up a little bit, makes it a little more interesting, and the roof also, the roof kind of makes it look more interesting and more fancy, and that's what I like about that. I like this. I can't say I like it as good as my other train station, but it's decent, and I hope you like it too. And this is Grandpa. Until next time, be safe, be good.